So I saw a video about this passport bro guy on Instagram, right? Showing like a little vlog of him taking his girlfriend out on a date. He started off the video by taking out like $80. He was showing how he's spoiling his girlfriend, right? Like he got her like a lash service and like nails. And then he said, oh, I'm gonna test her after I did all this for her, to taking her on a date to 7-Eleven. She's like, oh, I love it. You do so much already for me. And inside the 7-Eleven was like actually like a restaurant, like a club inside. And it was like a cute little club. My thing is, I commented this on my video. I'm like, and also he spent $80 on a date, like $80. Like, come on. And I commented, oh, I get all this from men in the US and Miami. Like, you guys are just broke and don't date beneath your means in the United States. So you guys go to other countries to be able to afford the women that you want to date instead of working hard to afford the women you want to date in the United States, right? As you guys can expect, so many men got mad at me. Are we surprised that I got so emotional? My point is, and you're never going to change my mind about this, currency for women is looks and beauty, and currency for men is regular currency, like money. The society that men built for us, doesn't matter if a woman doesn't have any money, but if she's pretty, she's gonna be able to get ahead in life, right? But if a man is ugly and he works hard and he has money, he's gonna be able to get ahead in life, like finding a wife. So instead of this man working harder to afford the woman that he wants to have in the United States, he cheapened out. He went the cheap route and then went to another country to find a girlfriend, which is totally fine for him, right? The thing is, the men in the comments were coming at me for saying that I expect this kind of stuff from men in the United States. This girl and I are the same thing. She's expecting nice things too. She expects her man to pay for her lashes, nails, get her flowers, take her on amazing dates. The only difference between her and I, or women in the United States and her, is that these men are able to afford her. They don't have an issue with her wanting those things. They have an issue with the fact that they can't afford it in the United States, but they can cheapen out and do it in other countries. They were calling me all these slurs, saying that I'm an HOE, that I'm a gold digger, and her and I date the same. We date the same type of men, that we want providers, do things for us, like taking us to nice dinners, pay for our nails, like take care of us and be a provider. But you guys are mad at me because you can't afford it in the United States, but you are able to do it in Thailand or Vietnam, right? Like $80 is not a lot of money. $80 is what I spent on like a lazy Wednesday night where like my mom and I are like, hey, do you want to go get some tacos? And like,
all right, that's enough yapping. Allow me to present a question. Which is cheaper? Paying all your current bills in your home country, such as food, rent, mortgage, car note, gas and utilities, phone, internet, streaming subscriptions, and then taking a girl out on a date, giving her gifts, taking her to the salon, and getting her manicures. Or rather paying all those same bills, and for those same luxuries, then buying a plane ticket, flying 6,000 to 9,000 miles abroad, buying nights at hotels or Airbnbs for a few weeks or even months, and dating, pampering a woman you admire in whichever country your feet touched ground. Which of these are cheaper?
Dating outside of America.
I'm at the ATM right now. I just took out $5K. This equals about $90 USD. We're gonna see how far this goes. Philippines prices always shock me. I got all this for like 15 bucks, including the delivery. And honestly, this is just the beginning of the day. Surprise! Next, we have an at-home nails and lashes service on the way. I got her the full hookup, all from the house, so she could watch her favorite shows. I've never bought anything like this in America before, but here it was pretty reasonably priced. I told her to dress fancy because I had a surprise for her. The Uber was around $5. We went across town. At this point, I didn't want to spend any more money, so I tested to see if she would still be happy with a 7-Eleven dinner.
It's fine. You already bought me a bunch of stuff.
There's one more surprise. This 7-Eleven actually has a hidden bar inside of it. It's really great. You know, you did a good job when she's posting on her Instagram story a bunch. She was so excited. She actually said she had a surprise for me, and she was going to take care of the rest of the night. You could call me a passport bro. You could call me whatever you want, but I left America to make my life easier and happier.
The obvious lack of logic and immense use of girl math here is no more than blatant gaslighting. This manipulation won't stand up to scrutiny. People with no money have a hard enough time paying their own bills at home, let alone traveling abroad to pay additional bills. If her nonsense held water, it would mean that rich men wouldn't travel to these same countries because that would be cheap of them, taking the cheap way out. Whatever that means, her sentiment implies that it's okay for rich men to do it, but poor men should stay in their home country where they apparently can't afford anything and should like it. However, the reality is simple: most people can't travel, and the people who can are likely a step above the rest. A majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, with recent surveys indicating the number is between 52% and 67%. Factors contributing to this include stagnant wages, rising costs for essentials like housing and food, and high levels of debt. It is widely reported in recent surveys that a significant portion of Americans have low savings. While the exact figures vary by source and year, recent data from early 2024 and 2025 suggests that fewer than half of Americans can cover an unexpected $1,000 expense from their savings. So this woman's jabbering is no more than ideologically incoherent yapping and shouldn't be taken seriously at all. It shouldn't even be considered offensive. After all, if she is so high up on the desirability totem pole, she should be married by now, as the most desirable women usually are. Because like she said, she's dating the same kind of men, except as we all know, these kind of women don't reciprocate. Sadly, these kind of women are simply miserable. Seeing two human beings enjoying each other's company shouldn't elicit such negative emotions. It shouldn't evoke such a condescending tone towards something as simple as a man prospering from the power of the US dollar and the influence of US economics. But you don't have to hear it from me.
Hey TikTok, I have a confession to make. Over the past few days, multiple news articles have come out. I'm in contact with Vice and New York Post, so more are on the way. And before they do, I want to tell you guys the truth. When you see me hanging out overseas with beautiful Colombian or Asian women, people have suspected for a long time that these women are being paid or they're poor and uneducated looking for a come up. And the truth is, she went to Cambridge and she has her own money. Truth is, dating in America is probably the worst place in the world to date as an American man. Some women in the West are taught men ain't shit and masculinity is toxic. At the same age as some women in other countries are taught the little things you can do to help a man feel heard and respected. Like how boys are taught to open doors or give flowers to women. People need the passport bros to be losers or predators, because then they don't have to wonder why intelligent, successful, genuine men are leaving and having the time of their lives. The truth is, American dating culture is 50% single men, 50% divorce rate, 70% initiated by women. And it's the fault of American women and men. Some of these guys who are now obsessed with body count were pro hot girl summer, pro girl hoe phase because they thought they would get laid more. And when it backfired on them, they switched sides. The truth that none of these articles want to talk about is that almost every man who leaves the American dating scene will come back and report that it is dramatically different and so much better. Finally, Passport Bros was started by the black community, yet the media wants to paint me as the face for it. I don't know if it's because it fits better with their narrative of it being a product of colonialism. I feel really grateful to be embraced by that community early on and seeing all the support in my comments, but they should still give credit where credit is due. I am tired of being misrepresented or misquoted in these articles, so if anyone knows of any good podcasts or somewhere I could do some long form interview or conversation, please let me know or tag them below. Thank you guys for everything. Follow me, I got good shit.
Subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.